And joining me now is Fernando Blasco, Director, Business Development of Drake Global Tech. And Mr. Blasco was talking today about recruiting for an organization that is implementing CSR strategies and the effects this has on risk mitigation throughout the company. And perhaps you could tell us a little bit more about the importance of the recruiting process for any company that is attempting to put in place any type of corporate social responsibility strategy.
Well, first of all, obviously there are different kind of companies. We work mostly with the majors and the mid-tier in the mining and oil and gas. So every company has a specific areas of expertise that they need. And when we look at the job profile, there could be different different areas actually and different positions that they will look from BP talent and a CSR to maybe just the CSR officer. So depending as well how you look at the job description and the job profile, we're sourcing depending the target that they are looking to, the experience as well, the education, the basics as well. The language is very important as well to have a very interdisciplinary as well, and multilingual possibilities are very much on the field, mostly with the major companies. And that's mostly the four critical points that we are looking to.
You mentioned educational requirements there. Could you expand a little bit in terms of what companies look for in terms of education, or how educational institutions themselves are starting to respond to the dialogue on corporate social responsibility and risk mitigation in today's environment?
Thank you. Yeah, when we started at the beginning, actually, there was not really a specific requirement of master's degree, but slowly, I think the positions have been much more up on the level of category, including some of the major companies. They see as a liaison between HR and CFO. So they obviously need a master's degrees, what is in financials as well as social environment, or sometimes including actually in engineering. So it's a mix. And people that they are coming from the background of maybe EPC engineering, and then they have some experience on the grounds with the communities. Obviously, they have the value. So it's a very interesting field because you have a mix of trades and possibilities and backgrounds. Now, depending the universities and certifications as well, many universities now locally in Canada as well as overseas in England, in UK, in Australia, they offer specific master's degrees in the CSR, or maybe just within the spectrum of the engineering of the mining. Actually, he's going to start doing so probably very soon. So you are going to see probably that maybe a bachelor's degree is not enough today when you want to go to the top positions. It is just for an officer. It's just simply just maybe a CSR officer or consultant for a minor company. Maybe that could be applied for some bachelor degree in social, environment, maybe or financial.
Thank you. And the last thing that you were discussing there was the difficulty and the challenges that are involved in implementing a CSR strategy from the top down, from the corporate governance level down to the contractors and all the workers that are involved, as well as dealing with many of the stakeholder issues. Could you speak about how this is a challenge in a continually globalizing environment?
Yeah, well, for the experience that we did and the survey as well with some of the companies, whether juniors to the majors, we will localize three situations, different areas of probably conflict sometimes on the communication. So let's say that a junior mining company, they need to really recreate a situation with a new CSR officer, and this CSR officer is localized mostly for community relations. The communication level probably is one of the key issues, and probably is going to communicate directly to the CEO of the junior company. So that probably is a direct relationship. When you go back to the majors or the mid-tier companies, that actually has to go to some filters. So then you have the CFO sometimes integrated, or you have the BPHR integrated sometimes, or maybe any other position. So that actually brings much more difficulty to recreate the whole matrix and to really recreate the vision of the company and apply directly to the project. So the more that we see higher level positions in major companies, the more complex is sometimes the matrix.
Well, thank you again for taking the time out and joining us today. And again, this is Fernando Blasco, Director of Business Development at Drake Global Tech.